Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, Chapter 1. And we see that in the very starting of this book, the Logan siblings are going to school, and the narrator is revealed to be Casey, one of the Logan siblings. So Casey, her brothers Stacy, Christopher John, and Little Man, they're going to school, and Little Man is walking slowly and carefully because he wants to avoid getting dirty, as he takes pride in staying clean. So we see that Casey is annoyed with the Sunday dress that Mama had made her wear, and the prospect of starting school, because she's one of those tomboyish girls. And Stacy is also in a bad mood because he is in Mama's class this year, and it's very challenging for him to have his mother teach him. And we discussed this in classroom, how we feel that it might give them benefit, but that's not the case. They feel more stressed when the parent is the one teaching them. So jokingly, TJ Avery, who is, by the way, not a Logan sibling, because a lot of kids have been writing this down, and TJ is the Logan sibling. He's not. So TJ is one of the friends of the Logans, and he starts to mock him. Oh, this time you'll have all the papers, and it's going to be great because you can now cheat in examination. But does he know that Mama is a very strict lady, had a very strict teacher, and she will definitely never allow her kids to cheat in the exam. We also see that Christopher John, he is one of the cheerful Logans, and he tried to maintain a good relationship with everyone around him. One of the major things that's revealed in this chapter is that we're told that Logan siblings, or the Logan family at large, they are financially more powerful than the others, but they also face financial challenges because the papa, Mr. Logan, he has to work on the railway road. He has to work in the railroad so that he can make the ends meet, and he emphasizes a lot to his kids how the land is very, very important for the family. One of the things that we need to know about TJ is that he is from the Avery's family, and he works at the sharecropping land, okay? And he is in Stacy's class because he failed last year, so he has joined up the same class again for a second try. I said TJ really wanted to joke about how he's gonna have Stacy's gonna have advantage because his mama is his teacher, but Stacy rejects that idea and suggestion. He says that Mama will never ever give him that advantage, and she's a very strict teacher. The kids were walking to school. TJ, being the person who really loves to chat and gossip, mentions the berries burning incident, and he tells them about how these the Berry men were burned down. Mr. Berry and his two nephews were burned by the white people up in the strawberry. You get to know that this was the kids, the Logan kids, of course they're in disbelief. They're like, how can that happen? How can anyone do that? So they're like, this might not be an intentional thing. But then TJ clarifies it to them that it was something intentionally done by the whites, because they wanted to sort of do it for whatever reasons, and the reasons are not revealed to us. When the kids ask him that where did you learn this, where did you get to know about this information, so TJ said that he heard his mama talk to Logan's mama, and that is how he got to know. So it's a very true information, very authentic information. And after that, we also see that TJ is a bit upset with Casey, because Casey told Mama about how TJ went to the Wallace's store, and we see that TJ is one of those kids who really gets in trouble and is try to avoid the rules, try to break the rules, and he thinks that he's really cool, but we see the consequences of his actions later on in the book. But right now what we can say is that he's the one who causes the trouble. He's a troublemaker. While they were chatting, we see that the bus approaches them, and Stacy asks everybody to get off the road, but Little Man, he did not know what's going on, so he was a bit concerned about getting his clothes dirty, and he decided that he doesn't want to avoid the bus. So but Stacy kept on saying, okay, Little Man, just come up, just come off the road. So reluctantly, Little Man eventually got off the road, but then this is something that literally scares him and disturbs him, because the bus instead of slowing down, splashes the mud on them and leaving them in a cloud of red dust. So all the siblings are, especially the little man, he gets really dirty, and he was the one who was trying to avoid dirt the most. So he gets really disheartened and hurt by this incident. In this chapter, then when these kids are walking to school, of course little man is a bit upset, and then we get to see another very harsh reality. So the blacks and the whites have different schools, and the blacks, they go to the Great Faith Elementary School, which is a school for black kids. The entire schedule of the school is based on the free slots these kids have, and they are not working. The white kids, they have a school called Davis County School, and this is where Lillian Jean and Jeremy Sims, they all study. So this is a much better school with proper facilities and proper accommodation for kids, because it has a bus to drive to and fro from the school. It has a courtyard, it has a proper building, and it does have the display of flags outside the school. If you remember, since it's only an explanation of what goes on in the chapter, I'm not going to go in detail of how the placement of the flag is very, very crucial in the chapter, and it has been marked as something odd. So if you remember, you can go back to your class notes and look into this information. Then we see that the kids, they go back and they just sit in their classroom, and it's the first time they're ever going to get their notebooks, their books, right? So the kids, they're very excited, and Miss Crocker, Casey and little man is sitting in the same classroom because they don't have much space, they don't have many teachers, so one teacher is accommodating both grades. And then she says that I'm going to distribute books, so you get all excited and ready. And what happens is, when these siblings, they get the book, little man is in utter shock, because he sees that this book is, well, it's torn, it's destroyed, it's a dirty book, and he doesn't want to get it. He was in disbelief. He was like, okay, this might not be the right book, this might not be the correct book, let me get it changed. But little did he know that this was the only book he could get, because there was no proper neat book available for the black kids. It was only used and torn books that they got from the as part of charity that came to their school. And we see that little man is further infuriated when he discovers this chart in the book, inside the book, and the name, the way the black has been addressed, it really upsets him, and he stands up from his seat and he started to stomp on the book. If you remember, the chart said that the book has been lended to white for so many years, 10 and 11 years, and when it was the black's turn, it said negra, which is sort of a slang word, a slang way to address black people. And then Miss Crocker, even though she's a black lady, she gets really upset because she thought that he was being ungrateful. And then Casey tries to explain it to Miss Crocker that, okay, this is the chart that has upsetted him so much, but then she didn't listen, and she gets really upset with both of them, and they get whipped for little man's behavior. So first day of school for little man, and he's already getting beating. But then Miss Crocker not only whipped them with the switch, she also went to Mama, because she was also a teacher there, Mary Logan, and she said that your kids, they have been behaving very oddly, they are very ungrateful. And Casey thought that my mama would probably listen to her and she will also beat us. But when she was eavesdropping on this conversation, she gets to know that her mom takes a defiant stand. She is she tries to tell Miss Crocker that even though what my kids might have done is wrong, they are not wrong, because she thinks that it's very offensive, it's very bad that the black kids have to be treated that way. So she said that even though they did the wrong actions, their actions were justified, their feelings were justified. And this helps us to understand that Mama, in her, she might be a strict teacher, but she's a woman of she's a woman who values equality. She's a woman who wants to see equal treatment of black and white kids, and she's not willing to let that go. She's not willing to give up like Miss Crocker. She wants her kids to have the same rights as the white kids. That is the summary of the entire chapter. If I talk about the themes in this book, we see that racial injustice is one of the key themes in this chapter, because we see how how unequal treatment of black and white is done in the school, and even outside the school building we see that the whites have some sort of leverage over the blacks. And we see the themes of resistance and defiance when we see little man stomping over the book and refuses to accept the dirty book. So that is all for today's audio. I hope you liked it, and if you think that I went too fast for your pace, or if there were certain things that you were unable to understand, please let me know so that I can improve it.